Hey guys, it's your boy Tacho here, back again for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. And today what we're going to do is we're actually going to do the showcase for the young Merric that we got on the Start of It All banner. So this Merric has been a little bit underrated compared to all the other units on the banner. Of course, Marth got a lot of attention because he's a 4-star summon. And then Kata and Pala, if you guys saw the other showcase, you already know those two are just broken beyond belief. So Merric kind of falls in the middle where he's not particularly broken like the other units on the banner, and he's not really a value summon like Marth was, but he is a pretty good infantry green tome unit, and I would say he stands among the top of all of the best ones like Levin and so on. So this Merric is a crazy awesome unit, and I'm so glad that I was able to pull him. So if we take a quick look at his base kit, he's got Winds of Change as the weapon. It gives him -1 special trigger. It gives him attack and speed up 5, and it also gives him null follow-up if you meet the conditions, which are real easy. Basically, he just has to be above half HP, or have an active rally or hone skill on him. And the -1 special trigger works out really well with his personal special skill, Righteous Wind. It's a 2-hit, and his weapon brings it down to a 1-hit. So you just hit the foes twice and you get this to activate. And it's going to boost his damage by 30% of his speed, which is very good. His speed is already super high. And after combat, when you activate this, it's going to heal him and all your allies by 10 HP. So I can see a lot of situations where the healing could be clutch. Like if you're using a unit like Brave Celica, who really wants to be healed after every round of combat, this could be a pretty cool skill for a team like that. And he also has Wind Sweep, which combos with Winds of Change. When you have null follow-up built in, Wind Sweep is going to let you double attack the foes while maintaining the Fire Sweep effect. So very powerful stuff and a very cool base kit. One small thing I would say though is if I was building this guy high investment, I would run things a little bit differently. So if you take a quick look on the right side of your screen, I've put up what I think is arguably his most consistent build. Times Pulse is going to be crazy on this guy. And Desperation, I feel, is just going to be a little bit more consistent than Wind Sweep in the long run, because he does want to hit foes twice in a row. And his defenses are paper thin, so if he attacks a foe and they're able to do a counter attack, like in the case of Magic and Dragons that are not affected by Wind Sweep, he's actually going to be in a lot of trouble. So I think Desperation would work a bit better. And because Desperation doesn't appreciate the heal of Righteous Wind, I would personally change to Ruptured Sky just so we can keep the consistency and also deal some more damage to dragon types. So that's just my personal opinion on what I think I would build this guy to look like if I was going to fully invest in him. But regardless of all that, his base kit is still really awesome, and we're about to show him completely dominate all of these crazy +10 opponents that we're going to find in Arena Assault. So let's just get started here and hop right in. Okay, so our first opponent is this guy called the Actuarist. And I feel like that's a familiar name actually, like I've fought this guy before, or he's someone important that I'm just not remembering. But anyways, he's got pretty much an all-armored team, and then he has that Larce, and that Larce is pretty badass because she has Repel and Distant Counter. So because she also has color advantage on Merric, we're going to have to do quite a bit of acrobatics here if I'm going to want to get the KO on that Larce with my Merric. So what we're going to actually have to do here is go all the way around the map. Shoutouts to the double bridge map actually coming in handy for once and being the exact map that I need to use some shenanigans to get the win here. Normally that's not the case. Normally on the double bridge map you end up being in a lot of trouble if you're fighting a tough team. But we were able to switch things in my favor here. Okay, so we're going to get the attack on Hector. This guy's legendary Marth actually has chill speed. So I'm going to want to get rid of him before we go in on Larce so Marth stops dropping Merric's speed. And despite Marth having color advantage, we're still able to get the one round on him. Not too impressive though, Marth doesn't really have the best of res. But very impressive here that we're able to get the one round on this Larce. She is one of the fastest units in the game, so that makes Repel a crazy skill on her for the damage reduction. And she also had color advantage, so the fact that Marik beat her in one round is still pretty good, especially since this is a base kit Marik with not really the best of Ivies. So yeah, I mean, it just keeps up with the theme of all the units on that Start of It All banner just being so insanely good. Alright, so here's another armor team, and they've also got Legendary Marth. Legendary Marth is a bonus unit for this arena round, so it looks like we're going to run into quite a few of him today. Alright, but because Marik has Wind Sweep and Null Follow-Up, none of these physical type units are even going to be able to touch him. And, I mean, Legendary Hector and Surtur both have Wary Fighter equipped. Doesn't matter though, because Null Follow-Up just Pac-Mans right through Wary Fighter effects, and we can hit them twice. And we're also able to get the finish on Marth. So this fight is pretty much over. This Surtur is no match for Marik. Null Follow-Up is so strong against Surtur, it's ridiculous. Okay, here's the next fight. Oh, this guy, he's got Altina. Alright, he's running Renewal on his Altina for some reason. I have no idea why. But regardless, this is definitely one of the matchups I wanted to show off today, because the Wind Sweep effect on Marik allows him to defeat Altina, who normally he wouldn't be able to if she has Vantage. Now this guy, like I said before, isn't actually running Vantage for some reason on his Altina. But not that it matters, because even if she had Vantage, we would still get the 1-round KO here. So Marik's able to attack her twice in a row. Altina is very slow, so she has no defense against Wind Sweep. And for the rest of this guy's units, he has a bunch of mages as well. So we can't use Wind Sweep on either Thrasir or the Legendary Celica. So what's actually going to happen here is that we're going to see some good use of Marth that I've decided to run on this team. Marth has a lot of drive buffs equipped on his weapon, and I also gave him drive speed in the C slot passive and Sacred Seal slot. So Marth is providing a ton of speed for his buddy Marik here. Marth and Marik are of course best buddies in their game, so it was pretty cool that I was able to run them together like this. And also the day 1 Marth is not really a unit that I use too often, so pretty cool that we were able to get some use out of him today. Alright, that's another fight down the hatch. Here's the next one. Okay, so this guy's got Summer Young Tiki. She is pretty rare to see at plus 10 because she is a seasonal unit, but she is pretty good. And what's nice about this fight is that we're actually going to show off the effective against flying that Marik gets on his weapon. So you don't really see that too often, especially not against a dragon that has color advantage on Marik, but we're still able to get the one shot on Tiki without even using a special there. So effective damage on the weapon is just so insane. It's pretty much the best offensive type of thing you can have on a weapon. And we were able to get the 1-round KO on that legendary Tiki there. Even though we didn't get effective against dragons from Naga, Marik still has color advantage on her. And we can finish off this guy's Ephraim too. So pretty easy fight for the most part. Okay, here's another team with a bunch of mages that we're not going to be able to use Wind Sweep on. So this is really the type of situation where I wish I had a more high investment build on Marik. These types of matchups don't really happen too often, but when they do, it would be nice to have other skills. Like, for example, Desperation would be awesome against this Aversa. Even though Marik does have effective against flying, she does have pretty good res, and she also has color advantage on him. So Desperation would probably be a little bit better for this particular case. But we're still able to get the KO anyway. And for the rest of this guy's team, we should be fine, outside of Nino, of course, because she also is not going to be affected by Wind Sweep. So on that build that I showed off earlier, I did say that Time's Pulse would be a great skill to have on Marik, and that is very much the truth. Time's Pulse is going to automatically charge his special right from the start, whether you decide to go for Righteous Wind, or change it to something like Glimmer or Ruptured Sky, or maybe even Moonbow, because sadly the healing that Righteous Wind does isn't necessarily the best. if you're going to be running a skill like Desperation on him, like I also suggested earlier. But Righteous Wind can still make do. And really, I mean, just having Times Pulse on him would already be a huge difference maker for the extra damage and the instant special attack. Okay, so this is really the reason why I decided to run Naga today. I was expecting to fight a whole bunch of Halloween Murs and Spring Iduns, and also the regular Idun. So we're really going to need effective against Dragon on these particular matchups, so Marik can just get away scotch-free without having to worry. Halloween Mur, if she gets a single counterattack on Marik, we're pretty much done. So it's very important that we can get the one-shot on her. As for the other units, we're going to be fine. Windsweep is going to body both Hector and the Brave Ephraim. And in the case of Legendary Tiki, we should be able to one-shot her after we get effective against Dragon from Naga. So pretty good stuff. And really the only threat on this guy's team is going to be that Mur. And at this point, we're in a pretty good position to be able to deal with her. It's nice that we're on the Zipper map and we're still not having too much trouble. The Zipper map is one of those maps that just always finds a way to mess with us. But we are able to finish off Mur there. And Ephraim is not going to stand a chance. Even on a defense tile, who cares? Marik has Windsweep and we can just go ahead and hit him twice in a row and finish him off with the special attack. And this is going to be the final fight of the day. So we're up against another common unit that uses distant counter advantage, just like Altina. So that's Levitane, or Bayvitane as I like to call her. Levitane is of course the Bay. So what I'm going to want to do here is get rid of this Aversa first, because she's causing panic to my team and that's really not what we want. So I'm going to just throw Naga in her face and have her get an attack on Naga so we can separate Aversa and go for the quick KO here. And after we get rid of this Aversa, we should be fine. Marik is going to stop getting hit by panic effects, and we're going to be able to make short work of the rest of his units. Okay, that effective against flying really paying off in the Aversa matchup, because she does have color advantage. So once again, that is another example of these start of it all units making a complete mockery out of the weapon triangle. And Tiki's not going to be a problem once we get effective against dragons from Naga. And Windsweep should be able to completely wreck Levitane. And as for the female Grima, we should be fine there as well. I can beat her with either effective against dragons or just going ham. I don't really think that female Grima can survive an attack from Marik. So pretty much we are golden at this point. And we're going to go for the KO on Levitane first. That lovely Windsweep, making a complete mockery out of Vantage builds. And we had the special ready, so we're able to body this female Grima here. And that's going to wrap us up for the showcase today. So as you saw right there, Marik, even with his base kit and even with less than perfect IVs, he's still a force to be reckoned with and definitely not a unit you want to underestimate. Once again though, I will say if you want to really invest in this guy, I would at least give him Times Pulse so he can start the fight with a special ready. And that's totally going to help him out in a lot of matchups. So very good stuff. And that's going to wrap us up for today. So as always, this is your boy Tacho signing out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys again in the next one.